Hey guys, today I just wanted to make a quick video showing what a realistic day of long travel looks like. Keep in mind this is not the average travel day, but it is a realistic travel day if you're going far distances, which you oftentimes will if you are backpacking.
It's currently 5:30 in the morning. We got up around 5 o'clock after having 2 hours of sleep, but I just wanted to make a video to show how the days of travel go sometimes if you're taking a long distance train. So I have my backpack on right now, backpack in the front, just because I take my computer out on the train, so I like to have this one handy. But let me show you guys how the travel days actually go. First step of the journey is a 31-minute walk. At least we have a cool view, especially since we're carrying 25-pound backpacks.
This is just us walking towards the trains. We just follow the signs like you can see in the video. It's pretty easy.
We've made it onto the train. Don't mind my mask, I broke it and it's required. But this is what it looks like. I'll show you. We have a little table. It was reserved seating, but you got to sit wherever you wanted. And then over here we put our bags. They have a little place for your bags. And I think we'll be on here for around 2 hours and then switch trains. So we'll get some food in between there.
Also, it's super important to try and sleep on the trains, especially when they're long like this, because you're gonna have a long day. And I'm sorry if you're a light sleeper, because I'm a heavy sleeper and I find it very, very difficult. So, but try to sleep because you'll
We just got off our first train 3 hours down. I slept the entire way, or tried to sleep. I successfully did not. I unsuccessfully slept. And now we're just waiting because we have an hour in between our train system, which kind of sucks because we have to sit here for an hour. And then we have an 8-hour train to Madrid.
In this clip, you can see the information booth, so that's who you go to if you have any questions at all.
Turns out we actually had to take another train to our train, and no one told us that. It didn't say that, so this is the kind of thing you have to look out for when you're doing the train. So we just looked on our ticket right here and it says departing from Iran, and we were not in Iran. We were in, where were we? Somewhere else, somewhere with an H. And so we asked somebody and they were like, you gotta go right now or you're gonna miss your train. You have to get on this train in order to get on the next train. So
this is just more waiting and waiting.
I know this probably sounds like I'm making it up, but I'm being serious. So it turns out we had to go on another train to get to our train. Someone just came up to us and was like, actually, you need to be at this station in order to get to Madrid. So you need to board this train. So we're on another train headed towards our station. It gets there at 10:50. It says our train in Madrid leaves at 10:20, but he said that they always leave at like 11:14, 12:14, so we can just get on the 11:14 one. We will see. This is just what I'm saying about the eurail. Like, a lot of people don't know how to help you or where to direct you or what it is or anything like that, and you kind of just have to go and speak to everyone. And it's a good thing that I speak Spanish, because I don't know if we'd get to the Madrid without this one.
And more waiting.
We have now boarded the train to Madrid. This is a long one, so we'll see.
That's another thing I wanted to mention. That bag of chips is the only thing I ate all day, because I planned to get stuff between my trains, but because the train to another train to another train, I didn't actually end up eating all day.
Update number, I've lost track at this point, but we had to change trains again. We were on a really old train because it's Holy Week, and so a lot of the trains were taken. We had to switch again. So we're on another train. I think this is like the 5th one today. This is crazy. And we have 5 hours on this train.
I will say one of the best things about the train is the fact that you get to see a beautiful countryside of the whole country.
We finally made it off the train and we were walking there. We got up at around 5 this morning and it is now 7:30. And we're still walking to our hotel. So a long travel day, guys. This is what your days will look like if you are going far distances like we did today.
Okay, now that you saw that entire clip of my day, I just wanted to reiterate that this is not a typical travel day. I don't want to scare anybody and make you think that this is going to be your life when you're backpacking, because it's not. But it is the reality of backpacking when you're going far distances. So overall, in this entire 2 months that I've been on this trip so far, we've only had 3 days like that. All the rest of the travel days have been pretty chill, 4 or 5 hours, 3 hours, you know, something like that. There's only been 3 that have been above 10 hours. This is just one of them. Another one was getting to England. So I think it was Amsterdam to London, and then obviously London to Madrid like you saw in this one. And then also Madrid to Portugal, where I am now, was so long. And I'm going to talk about that in a separate eurail video because I have some things to say about eurail. Yes, I do. So I'm going to be going over that. But I did want to say it's not every day, so don't freak out. It's just the horrible days of travel. I'm also going to be making a video rating the different countries in the eurail, so I'm going to list them in order from which ones I think are the best to the worst. So look out for that if you're interested in that specific. As you can see in the video, there was a lack of information, and that's something that I get very frustrated with. So when we actually went and bought our reservations with the eurail, because you needed reservations for 2 trains, it said that there were 2 trains, and that's it. Like on the thing, it said from one place to the other and from that place to the other, and then you were there. So what happened was they didn't tell us that after you take the first train, you have to take 2 other trains to get to the 3rd train. And like, no one would ever know. After a while of sitting there, we were like, should we ask somebody? And then they were like, you have to go now because you're gonna miss it if you don't. And they were right. We literally had to take 2 other trains to get to our train. And then once we were on that train, like I said in the video, we had to switch trains again. So it was an absolute ridiculous amount of switching trains. Typically, you don't have to do that. Usually it's just one train to the other from the same train stations. You don't actually have to go from one train station to the other. The lack of food though is a very real thing. On travel days, I barely eat, and it depends on the day. So like this day we got up at like 4:50 in the morning because we needed to be out by 5:30, and so we didn't actually have time to buy groceries or snacks or something like that, and we just figured we'd eat in our layovers because there was like a few 1-hour ones. But like I said in the video, we didn't actually get to because of the fact that no one told us we had to take multiple trains to get to our trains. And then when we did get to the train stations, oftentimes they were tiny and they had like a vending machine. So that's why you saw me eating chips, because that was literally the only thing that they had there. So keep in mind, if you need to prepare for travel days, buy in advance, like the day before or something, because if not, you're just not going to be eating. Oh, some trains also have a little restaurant area in it. It's not a restaurant, but it's like a little bar with snacks in it. The train that we were on did not have it because I said it was an old train, so had barely anything. But I did want to kind of mention the accommodations that most trains have, just in case you were curious. So most, like I said, have a little restaurant area. They also, of course, have bathrooms. They're kind of like airplane bathrooms most of the time, in the way that they're really small and like the way they suction out and everything like that. So they do have bathroom. A lot of them have Wi-Fi, but I will say slow Wi-Fi. So don't expect like Netflix to work or anything like that. At least on my computer, it has not. So Wi-Fi is very slow. Imagine like if your phone is in an area where you don't have a lot of data and it loads the internet and stuff, but it's slow. That's kind of what the Wi-Fi has been like. And then of course they have either USBs or plugs in them. Typically they have plugs, I will say, but there have been some that have USBs, the better ones for sure. And then they have little trash cans and those little desks that you have on an airplane where it like pulls off the seat. That's typically what you get when you get on a train. If you have any questions about travel days like this specifically or anything like that, just leave me down in the comments below. And real quick, before I sign out, I have to say thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. I can't even believe it. Woo, 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 woo. 1,000 subscribers. It feels so crazy. Honestly, I know 1,000 is nothing to most people, but it's just insane because it feels like I've tried so long and hard to get 1,000 subscribers. I just want to say thank you to everybody that subscribed to a channel that doesn't have a lot of subscribers, that maybe isn't the best at editing in the beginning, that it's just not a professional channel. I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I try to respond to everybody in the comments, so leave me down a comment if you want. Thank you so much, and let's go on to the next goal of let's say like 5K. I feel like that's a huge goal and seems completely unattainable, but shoot for the stars, right? That's what they say. But thank you guys so much for watching again. I know I probably said it so many times I'm annoying, but I don't care. I will see you guys in my next video.